Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as you can tell by the title, is going to be a book haul. I haven't done a book haul in a while, and I'm not even including all the books that I bought since the beginning of the year. We're only going to talk about the books that I bought. I think this is March and April, if I'm not mistaken. But whatever, the time doesn't matter. What matters is, of course, that I have filled my soul buying books, and I want to show you and talk about them. So let's go. I have some books in here that I was sent for review. I want to talk about those first. I usually showcase these books in my book haul because most of these books I probably won't get to anytime soon. Some of these are unsolicited, some of these are very solicited. But either way, I feel bad sometimes that I receive books that maybe I can't review on a timely manner or whatever the case is, but at least I like to show them in some book hauls, maybe bring them to your attention if you haven't heard about them. So we're gonna start with those, then we're gonna talk about some book of the month, and then we're gonna get into the books that I spent my money on. I won this giveaway that Flatiron Books was having for Melissa Albert's newest release, and they had a giveaway where they had a box of her books, and I really enjoyed the Hazelwood. I think I gave that book 3 stars, but it was just like not a pacing, but it was a little bit of a disappointment. I think it was the ending, but either way I did really like the setting. So I have already read the Hazelwood from here, not necessarily when they sent it to me, but like a few years ago. I like her writing, so I was excited to just, I mean, I enter giveaways all the time, like whoever thinks that they're gonna win a giveaway, but I did, and here are the books. I have The Bad Ones, which I believe is her latest release. I am dying to read this one, and hopefully I can get to it either this month or next month. We're in May right now, so so hopefully maybe next month I'll get to it. I don't know much about this. I think there are some people that go missing, and amongst them there is this girl's best friend, and she goes searching to find out what happened to her, and she starts uncovering secrets and stuff. But super excited to read this one. That's all I know about this one, but look at this cover, how beautiful. And then we have Our Crooked Hearts, which I don't know anything about. Maybe this one was the newest release. I think it was this one, or maybe this one is her new release. One of these two is the new release. This one says, the bewitching national bestseller guaranteed to keep you up all night. On their way home from a party, 17-year-old Ivy and her soon-to-be ex nearly run over a nude young woman standing in a tree-lined road in the middle of the night. It's only the first in a string of increasingly eerie events and offerings. A dead rabbit in the driveway, a bizarre concoction buried in the backyard, a box of childhood keepsakes hidden in her parents' closet safe, and most unsettling of all, corroded recollections of Ivy and her enigmatic mother's past resurface with the help of the boy next door. Sounds pretty interested, super excited for that one. And then they also sent me Tales from the Hinterland and The Night Country, and also the Hazelwood, which I have already read. I believe that not I believe, but I see it right here. This is a Hazelwood novel, and I believe this is a Hazelwood world as well, part of the Hazelwood world. So that's what they sent me from Flatiron Books, or that's what I won.
Can you imagine how ecstatic I was when I got the message that I won? Like, yes, please, give me all the books.
Then I also got sent The House on Biscayne Bay by Chanel Cleaton. I have always wanted to read one of her books. I own a couple of them, and I've never read any of them, but excited to read this. Berkeley sent this over my way. And then also An Enchanting Case of Spirits. I'm dying to read this one. It looks so cute. When a 40th birthday celebration leads to a ghostly visitor, 3 friends find themselves navigating surprising mysteries and spiritual hijinks in this clever debut from Melissa Holtz. Bless you! Do you guys see him? I don't think you can see him. There, now you can see him. I have a visitor. Hi, Willie. And then I don't know if you see him back there. Jet. Hey, Jet. What you doing? A couple visitors today. I didn't know it was a debut novel, but dying to read this. And this was also sent to me by Berkeley. Torn Night Fire sent over First Light. Dying to read this. This is the sequel to Knight's Edge, and I haven't read Knight's Edge yet. Story of my life, but excited to read this one. I don't want to read the synopsis of that one because I haven't read book 1 yet, and I don't know if there will be any spoilers in the synopsis. And then Cemetery Dance sent me 2 of their books, Children of the Dark 2 by Jonathan Janz, The Night Flyers. Jonathan Janz, I don't know if you've ever met him, but he is the nicest, most humble, funniest, laid-back man that I have ever met. Every time I see him or I've seen him, he's always with a smile on his face. Obviously, this is book 2 to The Children of the Dark. And I haven't read this one yet. I know that we were supposed to read it with Nightworms a few years back, but I never got to it. I think I opted out of that review. But Children of the Dark is still on my TBR, and I'm glad to have book 2 because now I could read them like together. So excited to have this one. And then they also sent me Blood Covenant. Oh, it's such a shiny, reflective book by Alan Baxter. I love Alan Baxter's writing. He is one of the first authors where I read his short story collection and I loved each and every single story. It was one of the first short story collection that I gave 5 stars to. So I've been hooked on his writing ever since, and I'm excited to, I mean, look at this cover, how creepy. What should have been a breeze of a bank heist for James Glenn and his crew goes violently wrong, forcing them to flee, bloodstained and angry. They stumble onto a remote lodge that doesn't open for another month, a perfect place to lie low until the heat is off. Except it's occupied. The Moore family, just arrived to prepare for the season, are taken hostage by the criminals, but not without bloodshed. And when blood gets spilled, something ancient notices, something malevolent, something ravenous. Their only hope is the youngest Moore, teenager Reuben, outside and unseen when James and his gang arrive. Thank God. It's up to Reuben to get help and save his family, but the influence of the ancient evil is taking a toll on him as well. Can never trust evil, I'm telling you. And then I also got sent The Demon Awakens by R.A. Salvatore. R.A. Salvatore is an author that I've been dying to read. I own the majority, not the majority, but I own some of his books here. I have the chronological order of which his books are supposed to be read opened on my phone. It's been opened for a while and I'm dying to jump into his work. So when I saw this as an option, this is from Saga Press, I was like, please send it to me because I don't know if I love him yet, but the title, first of all, the cover, second of all, and it just sounded really interesting. A great beast awakens all that is violent in the land of Corona. Incited by this newly risen evil, goblins and giants ravage the frontier, and their merciless attack leaves behind 2 shattered orphans. Stripped of all they hold dear, Gilsipone, that is the name of one of the characters, and her friend Elbrian, teeter unaware between despair and destiny. Meanwhile, gemstones have fallen onto the black sand shores of a distant island. When harvested by the monks who guard the secrets of magic, these stones contain incredible powers, including the key to all that is good in the world and all that is evil. Also, this is such a floppy, delicious book that I cannot wait to read. I honestly want to start my R.A. Salvatore journey, I hope I'm saying his name right, with, I believe it's The Crystal Shard. I think, don't quote me, this is his first published book, so that's where I want to start. But I'm super excited to have this newest book of his in my possession. We got 4 more books that I was sent. These 2 are also from Saga Press. The Haunting of Velkwood, a novel. Here I go again. Gwendolyn Keist. I think it's Keist. Oh, Jesus. You guys know I love her so much. A suburban ghost story about a small town that trapped 3 young women who must confront the past if they're going to have a future. I can already tell you that I'm going to love the relationship between these 3 young women because that is what Gwendolyn does best. Best. Friendships. Relationships. Love them. love how she writes them. And that's all I'm going to read from this one because I don't want to know much about that book. It's a short one, so I'm hoping to jump into this one next month. And then they also sent me the Reformatory. This has been out for a while, but they asked me if I wanted a copy, and I've heard nothing but great things. And I do own the Kindle, the ebook already. And so when they offered me the print copy, I was like, please, please send it my way. By Tanana Reeve. Do. I love saying her name, Tanana Reeve. I hope I'm saying it right. Town, Florida. Florida, oh my goodness. Maybe I'll do a vlog where I read books all set in Florida, my ex-home state. I mean, it's still my home state. It's where I was born and raised. But I love seeing books that are set in Florida. But this is June 1950. 12-year-old Robbie Stevens Jr. is sentenced to 6 months at the Gracetown School for Boys for kicking the son of the largest landowner in town in defense of his older sister, Gloria. So begins Robbie's journey further into the terrors of the Jim Crow South and the very real horror of the school they call the Reformatory. That's all I want to read. That's all I want to read. I want to go into this one semi-blind, so super excited for these. Thank you so much, Saga Press, for sending me all these books. Then I got sent What Cannot Be Said by C.S. Harris. Don't know much about this. Berkeley sent me this, or maybe I did request it. I don't think I requested this one. July 1815, the Prince Regent's grandiose plans to celebrate Napoleon's recent defeat at Waterloo are thrown into turmoil when Lady McInnes and her daughter Emma are found brutally murdered in Richmond Park. Their bodies posed in a chilling imitation of the stone effigies once found atop medieval tombs. Bow Street Magistrate Sir Henry Lovejoy immediately turns to his friend Sebastian St. Cyr, Viscount Devlin, for help with the investigation. For, as Devlin discovers, Lovejoy's own wife and daughter were also murdered in Richmond Park, their bodies posed in the same bizarre postures. A traumatized ex-soldier was hanged for their killings, so is London now confronting a malicious copyist, or did Lovejoy help send an innocent man to the gallows? That sounds really good. And then I also got sent Blood in the Cut. This was from Flatiron Books by Alejandro Nodarse. This book comes out in June. Oh my gosh, am I on time to read a gripping crime novel? Iggy Guerra is out of prison, but his homecoming is anything but smooth. His beloved mother is gone, his grief-stricken father Armando is in debt, and they are about to lose the butcher shop that has been in their family for generations. Iggy must earn his father's lost trust in order to save La Carniceria Guerra from the threats imposed by a new rival business, a vigilante activist and the big game hunter Oren, who has dragged Armando into his dangerous money-making schemes deep in the Everglades, where more than secrets are buried. He will wrestle with the beauty and the danger of the place he calls home as he tries to save his family without losing himself forever. Blood in the Cut opens onto a deeply personal vision of the streets and swamps of Miami. Miami, my hometown. Guys, this is a sign. I think this is a sign.
Why am I so dramatic?
Where the roots are crooked but as strong as mangroves. I know about that Miami life. Okay, and then the rest of these books, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 books that I bought with my own money. So here we go. I keep adding these British Library of the weird books onto my collection. I always say that I hate short stories, but I keep buying all these short story collections. I added to my collection Mortal Echoes Encounters with the End. Look at that cover, delicious. I also bought From the Depths and Other Strange Tales of the Sea. I want to read this one in the summertime. And I got Doomed Romances. If you know anything about me, you know I love my horror and I love a good romance. So like, Doomed Romances, come on, give them to me. Strange Tales of Uncanny Love. Look at that cover. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I own like 4 other Tales of the Weird British Library collections, and so I need to add all of them, to be completely honest with you, because why not? Then I went to Walmart and I never peruse their book section because I just feel like they don't have enough of a selection, and every time I go look, I own like 90% of the books that I want. Not 90% of the books that are there, but that I'm interested in. I walked by these two. I don't know who the hell Sophie Lark is, but Sophie Lark, like, you killed it with these covers, because I don't know anything about these books other than I needed them in my collection. I think this is part of a series because I saw another book there that had like this same type of cover, and the titles kind of matched, if that makes sense. So I think it's part of a series. But first off, the title of this one, Brutal Prince and Strawberries. I love strawberries. Strawberries and pineapples are my favorite fruit ever. And so I just really like the cover to this one. They're a match made in hell. That's all I needed to know. That's what it says in the back. I don't want to read anything else. And then this is, I don't know what this is. I think she might write like dark romances or romances. I have no idea, but there are no saints with these snakes. Like, come on now. She knows he's no saint, but she has no idea she's dancing with the devil. That's all I need to know. That's all I want to know. And then I saw the cover to this one and I was like, what is this? What is this deliciousness? It's called Delicious Monsters, and I needed it, by Liselle Sambury, author of Blood Like Magic and Blood Like Fate. I don't know anything about this author, anything about this book. But funnily, after I bought this, I think like a week or two later, my friend posted a review on it and she loved it. So I was like, well, thank God I bought it, because I would have had to buy it anyways. Over Books A Million one day. I don't even know how I ended up there. Like, literally I tripped and I was inside the store. And so I wasn't gonna let that go to waste. I felt like it was fate telling me like, you need to go in there. And so I did damage. I bought some books. I want to do an author taste test video with Frida McFadden? I think it's McFadden. I've heard people say McFadden. The Inmate. I've heard so many people talk about this specific author. I know all of her books. I hope it's a her. I didn't research. All of her books are on Kindle Unlimited, or the majority of them. But I had seen this one. I hadn't seen anybody talking about them. I think it had just been released, and I don't want to say I love inmates, but I love stories that have to do with inmates, and I'm imagining like somebody trying to be with an inmate here. It says, as a nurse practitioner at a maximum security prison, Brooke Sullivan is taught 3 crucial rules. Treat all prisoners with respect, never reveal any personal information, never ever become too friendly with the inmates. And I'm guessing that she became too friendly, and I want to read about it. I don't know what the other 2 books I want to read yet, but I know this is going to be one of them. And I'm excited. I've never done an author taste test before, so I really don't know how that works, but we're gonna give it a try. Super excited to jump into this one and finally read something by this author. I ended up buying The Folly. I don't think this was from Books A Million. I think this was from Amazon. I ordered it through Amazon, but it just sort of got like stashed in with the books from Books A Million. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? You're part of the book haul? Are you part of the book haul? Gemma Amor, I follow her everywhere because you guys know that I love her, and when I met her I almost died. One of her TikToks, and she was talking about how this book had just lost its publishing company, and she didn't know, like, she was just venting. And I was like, you know what? Before this goes out of print, I need to buy a copy. And I did. I love this cover, super reflective as well. Morgan always knew her father, Owen, never murdered her mother, and has spent the last 6 years campaigning for his release from prison. Finally, he is set free, but they can no longer live in the house that was last decorated by her mother's blood. Salvation comes in the form of a tall, dark, and notorious decorative granite tower on the Cornish coastline known only as The Folly. The owner makes them an offer: take care of the folly and you can live there. It's an offer too good to refuse. What have we not learned, that when something seems too good to be true, it's because it is? At first, the folly is idyllic. But soon a stranger arrives who acts like Morgan's mother, talks like her mother, and wears her dead mother's clothes. Is this stranger hell-bent on vengeance, in touch with her restless mother spirit itself, or simply just deranged? And most importantly, what exactly happened the night Morgan's mother died? Yes, please. Empire of the Damned? Yes, you guys should have known that I bought this when it came out. I'm in the middle of this one. I'm actually starting book 2. I'm buddy reading this with my friend Tali, so we're sort of taking our time with it because we are the type of psychos that read multiple books at once, and so a while to read our books. But best believe that I'm in the middle of this one and I'm in love. I'm in love. Gabriel is still doing it for me. Gabriel is still my love. We're back to the Books A Million trip with Empire of the Vampire. Then I got Murder Road by Simone St. James. I love the cover to that. I keep looking at the covers because I'm a sucker for covers. Faux covers. It's just so ominous with the headlights and the dark. Like I just picture myself on this road. Ooh. I don't know much about this one. I want to go into this one blind. I've been avoiding people talking about this book left and right because I want to go in blind. So there we go. Last book I bought at Books A Million is Angelology by Danielle Trussoni, I think it is. This is an old book. I don't know anything about it, but I read the synopsis. I had seen it a couple times and I knew that this was out in the world. I know that I like her writing, and so I saw this when I read the synopsis and I wanted it, so I bought it. It says here, The Da Vinci Code meets Raiders of the Lost Ark. So how can I not buy it, you know? So hopefully it's good. There's an author that sent me Ambrosia Hamlin Bird. I have a vlog coming out soon where I talk about this book soon-ish, maybe. I don't know when that vlog, it's like a weekend vlog. And I read this book. I don't know when he sent me this. I don't know if it was last month, the month before that, or even before that, but I loved this book, so I wanted to showcase it here. It's actually sitting here with the other book that I read for that weekend vlog, and I know I haven't talked about it other than on my Instagram, so I just wanted to showcase it because I love the cover and the book was good. So be on the lookout for that video. Hopefully it makes it up soon-ish, so you could check out what this book is about. The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. Love this. It has magic. It has a little scullion girl that works at this house, and she can do little miracles, and the patrona of the house, the lady of the house, sees her. So of course she, in order to better herself and her social status in the community, has this little girl, or this girl, do all these little miracles, and this catches the eye of this higher up, and there's this competition and she is in over her head, but it is so good. I love this one. I know there's some people that did not really enjoy it, but I did. I love the setting, the atmosphere, the characters, the storyline. It's a slow burn, so if you don't like slow burns, maybe don't check this one out. But I also got this one when it released. I forgot when it was. Book of the month. I could have sworn I had another book of the month. I'm really trying to not get books from book of the month unless the book that I'm anticipating or a book that really calls my attention. In this case, it was Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. I haven't read this one yet. I know that everybody's raving about this. I haven't read the reviews. I also tried to steer clear of this one because I want to go into it blind, but I know a lot of people are saying that they love it. I ended up getting this one. This one was in March. I don't think I got anything for April, but I also picked up Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I've never read anything by this author, but this was one of the nominees for Book of the Year, and it actually won Book of the Year. And as a BFF for Book of the Month, you get one of these books for free, and so I couldn't pass up. I think the other books, I either wasn't interested in the other books or I owned the other books already, and so this is the only one that really caught my attention, and I was like, I mean, it's a free add-on, so why not just take it? So I don't know when I'll get to this one. If you guys tell me in the comments that you've read this, please let me know if I should bump it up, if I should really consider reading this, or if I should just leave it in with my collection and pick it up whenever it suits me. Let me know. And then the last two books that I have for this book haul was part of an Amazon order, and I think this is the order that The Folly was supposed to be in, but I bought the Delicate Condition, or not the Delicate Condition, it's Delicate Condition. It was on sale. I think it was like $6. It was a hardcover, and I know so many people rave about this book, and I was like, why not? Let's get it. And it says here, a tense psychological thriller. That's where you had me. A psychological thriller will always, it's buzzwords for me. I love psychological thrillers. Hoping to read this one next month in June, fingers crossed. And then I also bought The Gathering by CJ Tudor. This one, the cover, I think I'm gonna read it in the winter. I don't know if it's set in the winter, but I think this is like snow. right? Like this is snow, so I have to read this in the winter. I'm saving it for this upcoming winter, which I'm dreading. I'm already dreading the winter. We haven't even passed summer and I'm already creating my winter TBR. How ridiculous can I be? Super excited for this one. A detective investigating a grisly crime in rural.
I can never say that word.
Let's start again. A detective investigating a grisly crime in rural Alaska finds herself caught up in the dark secrets and superstitions of a small town in this riveting novel from the acclaimed author of The Chalk Man. That's all I want to know. So yes, definitely this will be read in the winter time because I just can't see myself reading a snowy Alaska-y book when we're about to hit summer. Like it's just not gonna happen. I need to be sunshiny for the next few months before we go into the doom again. So excited to read all of these. Like I just wish I had multiple brains and multiple sets of eyes so I can read like 10 books at once and contain it all in my little brain. Else, those are all the books that I bought this past couple of months, not including May though. All of these books will be linked down below, so if any of them sounded interesting to you, just check out the description box and they will be linked down there. If you have read any of these books, if any of these books are on your TBR, or you own and have bought any of these books in the past couple of months, let's chat books in the comment section down below. If I should read any of these books ASAP, let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!